Good morning, everybody.
What's going on? What is going on this cold morning here in central Alabama?
It is December the 21st at 8 o'clock here in Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
You're in the same state I am.
I am.
It's cold today. It's not the way I like it. It's a little too cold. Not chilly, it's cold.
I think we got one more live before Christmas.
Yeah, Tuesday.
Christmas Eve.
That's right. That's right.
Christmas Eve.
Boy, I feel like these last 2 weeks have just really snuck up on us. And every time I start thinking about, what we're going to do, planning ahead, whatnot, it just feels like it's not Christmas. Does it to you? I don't know why.
It didn't dawn on me until yesterday, and I don't know why I looked at the calendar and I saw it's December 20th.
Yeah. Well, I was talking to you about potentially renting the trencher.
Yeah.
Here we go. Excuse me. And it didn't seem like it registered to you that I was talking about, maybe we could rent it over the holidays.
Right.
And of course, not work on Christmas Day, but work around Christmas.
Yeah.
Because there are days there that, Christmas Eve, unless you got last minute shopping to do, you're going to hang out at home more than likely.
I saw a weatherman that I follow, not James Spann, but it's somebody else. And he was Christmas shopping yesterday. He said he's the biggest procrastinator. And I felt sorry for him.
Well, I tell you.
I can't imagine.
I almost feel like one reason that I don't feel like Christmas snuck up on us. Because we haven't actually went out and done any physical shopping. Everything we've purchased, we've done online with a click of a button.
And I was ahead of the game.
Yeah, I mean, Jason was shopping in October, and he was like, I got almost
September and October.
I got almost everything.
Taken care of from Mary Carl.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
So Jason allowed Mary Carl to pick one present. When was it? This past week.
It was. She I don't know. She was in a little slump. I don't know what it was. Yeah. Teenagers, you just don't ever know. And I could tell that she was in a little slump. And I said, hey, you want to open up a Christmas present? And she looked up. She said, sure. And I said, okay, well, you go over there. And then I done wrapped all the presents and got them under the tree. And I said, go under there and just pick. I don't care which one it is. Just pick one. And there was one in mind that me and Brooke was hoping that she would pick. And we got her because she doesn't have one. She doesn't have one. And it's crazy to think as big as a birder she has, she doesn't have her very own set of binoculars. Now, I got a set that we all can use, but this one is hers. So we got her own set of binoculars. And that's the one we were hoping that she would pick. And lo and behold, she pulled out 3. And the set of binoculars, the birding binoculars, was one of the 3. And then one of them, we got her some socks and stuff. And I kept thinking, oh, I hope that package isn't socks. I mean, how awful would it be?
I actually was kind of hoping it wouldn't be a big one.
I was.
Well,
I was hoping she was going to pick the binoculars. That's the one, the binocular set. And
well, lo and behold, she picked the binoculars. And
she did.
Out of the presents that are under the tree, it was very strange that she picked that pair of binoculars because it was probably the biggest present under there, I would say.
It probably was.
And so guess what we did after she opened up the binoculars? We talked about the next day what we were going to do, and we ended up at the lake.
She's
using the binoculars.
She's so proud of her binoculars. And I tell you one reason that I hadn't really got her, because we got a pair of monocular, which is just a single one, and we got a pair of binoculars.
Why do you call it a pair? I mean, not you, but why do you call it?
I don't know why you call it a pair of blue jeans.
Yeah, that's true. It sounds funny when I'm sitting next to you and you're saying pair of binoculars. I know. But that's what it is.
Yeah. And like a pair of glasses. Anyways, so she doesn't ever use them. And it's not like they're Mine. We keep them in one spot of the house or whatever, and we take them with us. She
never does it. She always picks her camera up and looks through her camera lens.
That's right.
But to me, that's too much. She doesn't have to pick that big heavy camera up to scan the horizon to see what's out there. And after she got the binoculars and we went to the lake, we realized that it was actually a good decision.
She loves them. She absolutely loves them. And they're made by a company called Nocs, which is like binoculars for short, which is Nocs. And if you never seen their products, they're really super cool. They're really geared toward birders. I mean, you can use them for anything, but they really do go after the birding market. And they're made with like a little grip, and they come in a whole variety of colors, and they're really, really good quality binoculars. So
I got tickled because when Jason was the one that recommended that we order them for Christmas, and so he was asking me what color I thought, and they were blue, they were red, they were green, they were I don't know what other color, yellow. And he said, what color? So we knew she liked green. Green is probably, used to be.
Yeah, she likes green.
It used to be her favorite color. And then we decided, you know what? Green's kind of like camouflage. It may get kind of like you won't know where they are.
Right.
So we decided on yellow. And it was perfect because
there is bright yellow.
There is no losing them.
Yeah.
And for birds, you don't need camouflage. I mean,
not really.
And for deer hunting, you don't need camouflage. They say they can't see color, so I don't know how that ever got started.
Yeah, the birds are not going to be scared of the bright yellow, but she loved the bright yellow.
And the day that we went to the lake, the first time using them, there was a loon there.
It was
Melinda.
And Melinda, you're watching. There was a loon at Lake Mitchell.
There was a loon.
2 of them.
And we wanted to call her, but we knew she was at work that day. Yeah. And she works in Tuscaloosa, so it was too far for her to get to where we were. And a horned grebe.
And there was a lesser scaup, if I'm saying that right, and a greater scaup there too, Miss Melinda. We have a big buddy of ours that's a huge birder, and so if she sees something that's great, she lets us know, and then vice versa. So
yeah, it's kind of like a statewide thing, She goes all over the place, and I don't say we go all over the place, but we go when we're told that there's something good there. And that's how birders work. It's a community.
It's such a great community.
For the most part. Yep. Everybody wants to share. And, some things are not like that. If you were stalking a big deer at a hunting club, I don't know if you'd go tell your buddy, hey, there's a 14 point.
Probably not.
That's over there at stand number 2. Probably not. But you're not killing the birds. No. You're just photographing them. So, in my opinion, much better hobby.
Yeah.
For me, for my family.
But it was fun, and she's used them several times since. So yeah. So I'm glad we got her Nocs binoculars.
Yes. Yep. Yes. Very good.
Very good.
Used. There's nothing like buying something that gets tucked away and you never use it.
I know.
And that's what we tried to emphasize to my mama. She's about to be 15 years old. Don't get things that are going to be donated. Right. I mean, it's just useless.
Yep.
It's just useless. So what else you got? Update on Caden. I don't want to interrupt you.
No, go ahead.
I texted Mr. Caden yesterday because I knew that it was his surgery day. And I just told him, that we were praying for him and for a successful surgery and for him not to worry about work. We weren't going to replace him with anybody. There was going to be, he was worried about it. It's Christmas break and he knew that we had jobs that we wanted to get done, but his health is first priority. I mean, things here can wait. Of course, we are honored to have him, hardworking man, here, but he's not going to be replaced. Well, he didn't message me back, and I didn't know what time his surgery was. So I got a text from his mama yesterday afternoon, and she said, Caden asked that I text you and Jason to let y'all know that his surgery went well. It lasted a few hours. The doctor said he put in 6 screws, 2 pins, and a plate. He said it was a serious injury and the x-ray made it look pretty. He will have to have another surgery in 10 weeks to remove the screws if everything goes as planned. So y'all, just wanted to update on Caden and to let y'all know that his surgery is done, but he is a young man that likes to work, and this injury for him is going to be very hard.
Yeah, it's gonna be rough on him. He's not a sit still type of young man, and it's gonna be rough on him.
It's gonna be very rough.
Yeah.
My mama was asking me last night. She said maybe we could get him some kind of handheld game.
Yeah.
And I said, well, Mom,
I don't think he's a big gamer.
I just don't know that that's going to occupy him.
Yep.
And, you know, of course, we want to do what we can to help him. And I thought about making him some kind of homemade dessert or, you know, just something to lift his spirits. But she said that next week they may try to get out a little bit and they may come by.
They may come by.
And just to get him out of the house and get him, you know, get his mind moving. And I hope that happens.
Well, I can tell you this without a shadow of a doubt that if he could wheel a wheelchair down there and have a rake, he'd put some mulch out.
Well, he already told Catherine if she would push him around.
Yeah, I'm not kidding either. That's the honest truth right there.
I just, I hate it so bad because he's such a, he's not a kid that wants to sit. And that's uncommon these days.
Yep.
But he's going to get better and he's going to be back in the saddle in no time.
That's right.
This little bit of setback is certainly going to not be good for his mind.
Be all right. He's gonna get it. He's gonna get it.
Kids heal fast, and
I wonder if he likes magazines.
I was thinking about that too. My mind I have just twiddled and dumb till I can't to try to figure out something to lift his spirits.
We know he's a big outdoorsman, so maybe there's something we can look for there.
I don't know.
Maybe so. Does Field and Stream still make a?
I have no idea. I wouldn't even know where to go to get a magazine these days.
Such a big magazine back in the day. Field and Stream.
Well, maybe we could get him some gardening magazines and he could teach you a thing or two. When
there you go.
There's not much that you don't know.
Yep.
Well, his mama's a big gardener, so that wouldn't work.
Yep.
Anyway, they want to know, can we send get well soon cards? Absolutely. Our P.O. box is it's on our website.
It's on our website.
2782. I'm not sure what the zip code is. That's my problem. I know the box.
If you go to our website and hit the contact us, it's at the top or on the side, depending on what you're using. There it is.
Yeah. Ventures with man, they are on it.
Man, they are just unreal.
Thank y'all very much.
Right there.
If y'all want to mail Caden a card, we'll make sure that we get it to him.
Yep.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Good kid. Good kid.
What was I going to say? Oh, so Miss Matilda, I know people are going to know about her. She's doing great. She's doing fine. Y'all saw the last video where Dr. D came. It was a good bit worse than what he thought from the video we showed. And he told us that. And we could tell with his demeanor that he really didn't. He had several ideas, but he really didn't know if any of them would work or make things worse. And I could tell because he said he didn't want to do anything that night.
Yeah, no concrete evidence to say this will work or this will work.
Right.
He was tired.
That's right.
He was very tired, but he had told us he was going to come by,
and
he did.
He did, and so I could tell he kind of wanted to think about it, and so he wanted to think about things and get back with us later, and we were going to go from there. So that's what's going on with her. We got some, we're still tossing around ideas, and we're going to do whatever we can. Somebody says we got a spammer. I don't see it.
In the meantime, I saw some people wanting to know how to spell his name, and it's with a C, Caden. I don't see it either. It'll come back. I bet Adventures with Me and T will take care of them.
It's on Facebook. Anyway, sorry.
Well, that might be Catherine.
But yeah, Caden, yeah, Caden.
And of course, any of y'all that want to send him anything, you can send it to our post office, and we'll make sure he gets it. But it's not necessary,
right?
I mean, he's not. If you want to lift his spirits with a card, I think that would be nice. But
yes.
Don't feel obligated.
Yep, that's right.
Oh, Catherine's on YouTube.
Yep.
So Catherine, oh, I hit that, didn't I? I didn't mean to. Sorry. All right. So what were you saying about Matilda?
Oh, but
Dr.
she's doing, Dr. D, but she's doing great. She's she really is he saw her and he said, "Oh my gracious.
She's a big old puppy dog.
This thing is the sweetest calf."
I wonder if Moody was that sweet when he was little.
I don't know.
I mean, I've seen calves on YouTube and whatnot, and even Mildred, but Mildred wasn't ever that sweet. I don't know. We didn't get Mildred. Mildred's older than her, I believe. Don't you think?
I can't remember, but we bottle fed Mildred. She's weaned.
We did. We bottle fed Mildred.
Yeah.
So she had to have been smaller than her, younger than her.
Found him. I got him.
You're gone.
I got him.
Block the user.
Sorry, y'all. It took me a minute. There's so many comments, so it gets
so many scammers out there.
So long to block him.
They might have you blocked.
He's blocked. Okay, good. Sorry, y'all.
But he estimates her to be about 5 months old. Isn't that what he said?
Yeah,
by looking at
her teeth, about 5 months old.
But she is, I mean, this is what the part I don't understand about her being so friendly. Okay. So she's been to 4 with a 4th owner. How do you get tossed around from 4 homes and still be sweet? By the time I got to the 4th home, I'd be putting up my fist and ready to, I'm tired of this.
Yeah.
Just get me somewhere and let me be happy.
Yeah.
But she's a sweetheart.
She's a sweetheart. And being a 4th owner in 5 months.
And she may be younger than that.
She may be younger than that. So I have a theory on that. I believe she got hurt and then she got passed on because the previous owner probably did not want to deal with it.
And we don't know any of that history.
We don't know any of the history.
It's all speculation.
And so the second owner got it. And I think because we know that the last person felt this way. And I got a feeling that the other ones felt this way too. So she has the injured leg and she's incredibly sweet. And as bad as this sounds, I think people got her to fatten up and to harvest. I really do. And that's what the last person said. And they said once they realized
how sweet she
was, they said they just could not do it. They could not do it. And then they made you promise that's not why we were getting her, because they didn't know who we were.
Yeah, they didn't know who we were.
Yeah.
And Catherine, of course, went with me as well as Mary Carl. And she said the last thing the girl told me, she did not want to be on camera because I was filming it, but she didn't know why I was filming it. She was like, "Are you recording?" I said, "Yes." She said, "I don't want to be on camera."
Yeah.
So we were putting her in the trailer and she said, "Promise me you won't eat her." And Catherine looked at her and she said, "I promise you. They're not gonna eat her." And I had to kind of giggle, but the girl didn't know me.
She didn't know.
And she didn't know that.
That's right.
She didn't know that Catherine and I weren't planning a big, New Year's get together.
Right.
Matilda. I mean, it was just no way for her to know.
Right.
So she wanted to make sure that we were going to do, the right thing and try to give her a good home. I told Jason, I said, I can't believe that somebody would eat a dairy breed of cow. And Jason informed me that they're actually dual purpose, which I did not know.
They're not. Of course, it'd be like, a Rhode Island Red or Barred Rock versus
a Cornish
cross.
Yeah.
A Cornish cross is a meat breed chicken. So of course they're going to get bigger and fatter and plumper, but you can still eat a Rhode Island Red or Barred Rock.
It just might not be as
right. And veal, yes, people could have done that too. So anyways, that's just my opinion.
Well, you said that one of your one of your favorite chefs.
One of my favorite chefs, Dan Barber at Stone Ridge Hollow. I think that's what his big restaurant in New York. Anyways, he's real big into, sustainability and that kind of thing. And a lot of dairy cows are tossed. Males that get tossed out because they don't want them, or the females, I guess, once they're done or whatever, they get tossed out. And he's real big on getting those cows to his farm and letting them live out their life in green pastures. And then, of course, they will harvest them. So he does use them, because a lot of people don't. They will usually get tossed out or culled or whatever you want to call it. So
I would suspect that it's most likely the males.
Most likely the males. Yep.
Like Moody.
Yep.
I can't figure out also why Moody was made a steer.
Same thing.
You think they intended on?
At some point, whoever originally owned him
intended on growing him out. Yeah. And maybe they couldn't because he was sweet.
Who knows?
I have a feeling if I sat down in Matilda's stall that she would lay in my lap.
Absolutely.
She's just a big old cuddle bug. Yeah. And that's amazing to me.
Yeah.
Like I said, we've had lots of sweet animals, but she tops the cake.
She's really sweet. She's really, 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 really sweet. Yeah.
It's just a different kind of sweetness. Mm-hmm. You can just feel the love.
Yep. But I'm assuming that's probably why she's just been passed down, because her leg was hurt and she's just too sweet, and they just passed them on down.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. So I'm glad that she did, or I'm glad that that's happened. I'm glad that we have her, because she's just so sweet, and hopefully, we can give her best life as possible.
That's right.
Yep.
That's right.
And we don't know the future. We don't know the future, anything like that, but we're going to give her whatever we can.
Her best shot. Yep. Of course, we don't ever want any animal to suffer.
Right.
And somebody said, did Dr. D do x-rays? He did not do x-rays. When he came by, it was late.
It was really late.
It was really late.
Yeah.
He had been.
Yeah, it was really, really late.
He had been to, I think, 4 other farms that day. He was give out, and he didn't have his x-ray machine with him. He'd been floating horses' teeth all day.
Yeah.
And so.
And had another stop after us, y'all. I don't know how he does it.
I haven't seen him with the look of exhaustion.
He was exhausted.
But he just wanted to come by and just take a quick peek at her, because he'd seen the video. But, obviously putting his hands on her was different than watching a video.
Yeah.
And he also knew that it wasn't something that was urgent, that needed. He takes care of those calls. Matter of fact, when Capri, was it Capri?
Mm-hmm.
No, it was Fifi. When Fifi was in labor, we thought that she could not pass the babies because she'd been in labor for quite some time. And he was on it. He was going to be there in a second if need be. So emergency situations, yes, he will be there. But this is not an emergency. But it is something that needs to be taken care of.
The Ventures Me and T said he did look. I forgot, he was in the video. You could see him. Yeah, he's pretty exhausted. And what time was about 6:30, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was late.
Yeah. It was about 6:30, and he had another stop after us.
And
he works a full-time job for the state.
So we had to go to his regular job the next morning, and we were just like, man, just do what you can when you can.
That's right.
We will be here, and Matilda will be here. So
I saw somebody earlier say that they have 2 roadrunners living over there or by their house.
Where do they live?
They didn't say, or it went by so fast. And is she in? Hang on. Somebody asked, is she in pain? Now, Dr. D felt like that she's not in too much pain, but she's very uncomfortable sometimes. And
right.
So pain wise, she doesn't, because to us, she doesn't seem like she don't want to do anything like that. She's
not like crying or moaning.
No, not at all.
Nothing like that. Yeah. And she doesn't lay around all the time, so she's not lame.
Right.
It's it's just hard to tell if I'm sure it doesn't feel the best. Okay, so
they said they had 2 roadrunners, and said they could not believe how huge they are.
Huh.
And that got me to thinking that, when we saw the loons on the lake it blows my mind how big a loon is. You see them on TV or whatever, and you think like a duck, but they are pretty daggum big.
Yes, they are. It's I always thought that they were about the size. Well, most people probably don't know what size a cootie is, but I always thought they were about the size of a coot.
Man, they're big.
Speaking of coots, they are a strange little. They're not a bird. They're in a category all by themselves. So I learned this here recently.
Is it?
They're not a duck and they're not a bird. They're a coot.
They're a coot.
They're in their own category, but their feet are absolutely incredible.
Coot feet, and several animals have coot feet, and it is one of my favorite birds.
They're very unusual looking. The last time we went to Harrison Lake, you did not go with us, but I bet there were 20 coots just swimming together in a little group.
They are so cool. And yeah, it's one of my favorite birds. I don't know. I mean, they're not very pretty. I mean, they're just basically solid black. Except when the sun hits, you ever notice when the sun hits a solid black bird, it's got all them different colors in it, But yeah, I don't know. I just think they're cool.
Do you remember one time when we lived at the old farm? This was before Mary Carl was ever she wasn't born.
I don't think she was born.
We had a hurricane that came through. Isn't that what it was? It had to have been because there was limbs found everywhere.
That's what it was. We had a hurricane.
We had a hurricane come through, and of course there were a lot of limbs blown, a lot of trees blown down, big heavy winds that we don't normally experience. And lo and behold, Jason and I found a coot in our backyard.
We thought it was a loon.
We thought it was a loon. So here I go, trying to call. We had chickens at the time. We had rabbits. We had goats, but we didn't know what to do with this strange character. So I tried to find a rehab. And of course, with a hurricane having came through, it was few and far between. And I finally found somebody local that was a vet tech, and she had rehabbed lots of birds, and she took the bird. And of course, I got to know if the bird made it. I got to know what happened. A couple of weeks later, she reached out to me, and she had a house on the river, and she released the bird.
Yep.
A couple of weeks later, and it flew away.
I see it.
So, yeah, it was weird because we were nowhere near water.
Nowhere near water.
And you just think of, and we had never seen anything like it. I was telling these rehabs, we had a loon in our backyard.
If I thought it was crazy.
We're in the country in Alabama. And we got a loon in our backyard. Not likely. It wasn't a loon.
I saw somebody say their eyes are beautiful. They are. Their eyes are they're like just reddy red. I mean, it's a lot
of people are saying they have never heard of a coot.
Look it up, because especially their feet. It's the strangest thing you'll ever see.
It is. Their web. Well, it
looks like an alien.
It does.
It looks like
you were in Nugget's a long lost cousin.
If you was in a spaceship asleep, right, and had that scary alien music coming on, and that foot reached over the side of the bed and did like that.
You big goner.
That's what it looks like. They're definitely cool.
Yeah. Definitely different. Yeah. COOT.
COOT. That's it.
See what came up when I looked at it. But I saw somebody say, "Can you talk about Tater?" Y'all, Tater, she's like she's been here all of her life. She's just, I mean,
there they are.
All right, I'm gonna show y'all the feet first. I'm gonna show y'all the feet first. I mean, that's Nugget's long lost cousin, if I ever did say so.
Weird.
But needless to say, they're not near as big as a.
But show them like that. Show the full picture, and you can see how weird it is. You can see its eyes too.
They're very strange looking, and they're tiny. That picture doesn't look tiny, but they're tiny.
No, Tater's not always standing by herself. Tater's usually around Moody 90% of the time.
Moody and Tater are like peas and carrots. Not to say that Mildred's tossed to the side, but
it's not, because last week, Moody and Mildred, especially when we brought the baby over, Moody and Mildred were so interested in that baby.
Tater could have cared less.
Tater didn't care nothing about the Matilda. But Moody and Mildred, they stayed over there for the longest time.
You can tell that Tater and Moody are two of a kind, because when I feed in the morning, even though I put it at separate ends of the trough,
Mm-hmm.
you know, Moody will kind of do like this to Mildred, and Mildred kind of does like that to Moody. But Tater and Moody don't do that. They just eat together and share their food, kind of like me and Jason, you know.
Nick said he saw Mildred and Tater laying down side by side this morning.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Well, y'all, they all get along.
They all get
there
along
is
great.
no outcast.
Zero drama whatsoever.
But I did read that a cow herd is best with 5. If I'm counting correctly, we have 4.
Oh, goodness.
But I really don't plan on adding another one. I really don't.
Yeah.
We'll really only have 3 because I don't know that she'll ever be able to go in with them. We'll just have to see what happens. Dr. D just say keep her where separated. She is for now, because
we're going to keep her separated.
You know, whatever procedure or process we decide to do, she's got to heal from. And she needs to not put more stress on that leg than I could just see her going in with the cows right now and trying to play, and Mildred being frisky like a puppy dog, and Matilda wanting to run. That's not what she needs right now.
Not right now.
Not right now.
Yep. Right now. That's all. I think it was Mr. Weston said that somebody played a trick on them coots when they were being made.
That's exactly right. They are very, very strange.
Oh my goodness.
Very strange. Y'all, our friends over at Black's Tropical, which is Sherry and Bobby, their Facebook page was hacked.
Yes.
It no longer exists. It is gone. Poof. Disappeared. So they have created a new Facebook page in the meantime. Hopefully they'll get theirs back, but you never know what's going to happen.
You never know.
Their page disappeared, but their new one is Bobby and Sherry Lifestyle. And then in parentheses, it says Black's Tropical. So if you haven't been able to find them and you are, you know, one of their followers or want to be one of their followers on Facebook, which I believe is their biggest platform.
I think so. I think it is.
They do a lot of things that they grow. I mean, tropical stuff, and just know that their old page is gone. They have a new page, Bobby and Sherry Lifestyle, Black's Tropical in parentheses. So, yeah, you took that down, didn't you?
Yeah.
It was enough.
It was enough.
How are the bees? The bees are fine. Mr. Roy came in.
Mr. Roy came and checked the bees out, and he actually gave them a little bit of food. And
wintertime is a hard time for them to source their food. And so he supplemental feeds in the winter when it's necessary. And I don't have their link to their Facebook page. It may be that somebody can find it and get it put up there, but talking about Black's Tropical, sorry. But the bees are doing well. The bees are doing well.
They're doing great. Yeah, and I forgot what he told me, but I was over there and it was pretty cold that day, and I was standing back because I haven't seen much action going on over there at all, which had me a little worried. But still, you know, they're not doing anything right now. They're just slowed way down, and so Mr. Roy's over there checking the bees, and I mean, he was just they were mad. They were
you
mad.
Realized real quick.
I was standing way back because I didn't have a suit on. And when Mr. Roy's got a suit on, you know good and well that, that he needs it.
And Mr. Roy is doing well. He is doing very good. He has recovered from his injury as well as he's going to. He does kind of, you know, tend to put more weight on one leg, which is understandable.
It's kind of like Matilda.
Yeah, but he's doing well, and he's able to do all the things that he once did. So thankful for that. All right, 2025 calendar update.
Calendars, we officially got the proof approved. Day before yesterday, something like that.
Yes.
And so they will start going in production, and they'll probably be ready to go the 1st of January.
That's right. So y'all stay tuned. We will have calendars available, but it will be the 1st of the year. We're sorry this was a little bit delayed. We had some problems with some pictures and some different things went wrong. And the company that we were going to deal with, there were some problems there. So there will be a calendar. I can guarantee it.
There will be a calendar, and I will say this.
It's better.
This is the best calendar that Jacqueline has ever put together.
Yes.
And I mean, this one's awesome.
Yes.
This one's awesome. And we're doing a semi-local print shop. We got one out of Mississippi that's going to print them for us.
That's right.
And pretty daggum cool.
Michael wants to know, did Fabio make the calendar?
Now, Jason did, but Alabama Fabio did not.
Oh, goodness. Yes, the calendars is absolutely amazing. We're very satisfied with it.
They're so awesome.
And
these will be, shipped from this won't come from a third party company.
No, the company's not shipping them. And that was another thing.
That was another thing.
We had to find, we wanted to be able to ship them ourselves. And so now that is, that's going to happen.
Yes.
It's going to happen. We just got to get them in our hands, which the holidays have delayed that a little bit. So
it's been a mess.
Just know that they're coming.
Yeah. It has been a mess.
Yes. Yeah. Who's the centerfold? Oh, goodness. That's funny.
And I saw some ask for memberships. There's nothing extra or any hidden or special or secret content. Everybody sees the same thing. It's just something that Facebook and YouTube push, and we do it at the lowest price possible, and they get a portion of it, and we don't even say anything about it. But there's nothing. Nobody gets anything really extra or special.
That's right. It's just available because YouTube and Facebook kind of make you do it.
They just kind of push a little bit.
Right.
So nothing there. There's no pre-order for the calendar. No, they're not on the website yet. But as soon as they are, we'll let you guys know for sure.
That's right. And as soon as we get one in hand, we'll show it to you because we don't have one in our hands.
We don't have one either. Yeah. We just saw the proof that Jacqueline did. And it's awesome. It's really awesome. It's the best one yet.
Yes, we're very impressed with it.
Very, very impressed with it.
So emu egg update. Catherine, I believe, is going to have a video out tomorrow for emu egg update. What are our last names?
Our last name
Hogg.
is Smith.
Oh, or did they want to know Caden?
What are your last names? Our last name's Smith, but what's Caden's last name?
Right. Wright. I believe that's right. I need to make sure. I believe that's right. Wilson. Okay. Sorry. Wilson. Caden's last name is Wilson. Our last name is Smith. Ooh, that got me confused. I'm sorry.
Oh,
for saying right. Okay. So if y'all were to have seen my last video where I moved the Silky Chicks into the stall, then you know that I also cut some calendula flowers and put them in the freeze dryer. And I brought them with me to show y'all.
So beautiful.
The freeze-dried calendula flowers. And we did this last year. I didn't seal that jar.
I did.
Oh, did you? Okay.
I sealed it.
Okay.
I thought it popped up.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
It really, I don't think it's necessary to seal it, but it's okay. So these are the freeze-dried flowers, and y'all, aren't they beautiful?
They turn out so beautiful.
They pretty much retain their color. They're a little bit muted, but for the most part, they're still pretty vibrant. But they are so beautiful. So beautiful, freeze-dried.
And Miss Laura over at Simply Making It is going to utilize them like she did our last ones.
That's
and
right.
we're going to keep harvesting them and keep freeze drying them and keep getting them over there to Miss Laura at Simply Making It. And she's on here right now.
Is she?
I see her.
Well, Laura's got a special project in mind that she's going to work on with us with those calendula flowers.
With our calendulas.
And we will tell you more about it when we get a little further along. But right now it's in the making.
It's in the works.
So when we planted the calendulas, we had in mind that we were going to give them to Laura, but we didn't know what she was going to do with them. But now she's got a better idea. Now I wanted to share y'all something about Miss Laura. So if you are short on the Christmas gifts, of course, it's probably a little bit too late to have anything shipped and it arrive to you unless you're within a 30-mile radius of where you get it from.
That made me think of something good.
Yeah. But Laura is offering gift certificates where you can simply print it out and have a code that doesn't expire. For my memory, it doesn't expire.
Yeah.
And you can give somebody a gift certificate and they can pick out whatever they want from Miss Laura's website. And even though it won't arrive, the product won't arrive, they can get what they want at any time.
Yep.
So simplymakingit.com is Miss Laura's website if you are short on gifts and you want to give out a gift certificate. That is an option.
That made me think of, I saw a meme the other day, and it was a couple of days ago, and it said, I don't know who needs to hear this, but stop tracking those packages because it's in the Lord's hands now.
That is exactly right.
Oh, I got tickled.
That is exactly right.
Oh, me. I don't know why that tickled me, but it did.
It tickles me too. I tell you, Jason and I had something that we had ordered from Wayfair.
It's been out for a while.
I think we ordered it on November the 6th, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, goodness.
Well, we knew it wasn't going to be overnight that it got here, and we were fine with that because we really weren't ready for it at the time. But it gave me some tracking because it's coming on a big truck. And so it's not like it's coming UPS or FedEx.
Right.
So the tracking is unlike other kind of tracking.
Yeah.
It just tells you when it got off one 18-wheeler and got onto another one. Well, since December the 12th, it's been in Georgia on an 18-wheeler, which, hooray, that's Georgia's one state over. It's going to be to us soon. Delivery by December the 19th.
Yeah.
Well, yesterday or 2 days ago was the 19th, and the package hasn't arrived.
It hasn't arrived yet.
Hasn't arrived. And so I went back in and I looked at it again, and now it's by January the 6th, and it's in South Carolina.
Oh, I went to South Carolina.
So
somebody had an order that was from us, and
it was Melinda Wheeler.
So it was Miss Melinda, our big birder buddy, and she lives in Alabama.
Yeah.
And that order left, I think, was it Ryan or was it? I can't remember.
It left Chilton County,
and it went. I think it did a whole United States tour. It wanted to see the whole country.
She said she had finally given up on getting it before Christmas.
Oh,
and lo and behold, when she gave up, it arrived. So I'm kind of giving up on the Wayfair package. Maybe it'll be here Monday.
Yeah.
But it's not a Christmas gift, so I really don't care if it gets here by Christmas or not. I don't know if we'll ever get our surprise, but look at there.
There's Ryan.
No.
Somebody just asked about
There's
Ryan.
Longhorn Lester.
Longhorn Lester's on there too.
Not to knock Ryan at all, but Lester and Ryan.
They on there side by side. Lester says, as long as his coffee gets here on time,
all is
good. He just got his Christmas blend, Ryan.
I wonder if, Ryan and Lester were back to back. I'm wondering if Ryan's in Texas or if Lester's in Alabama.
No.
They're obviously sitting in the same room because it doesn't happen like that.
No, and first to both see them at the same time. That's what's crazy.
Well, Ryan's was in blue and Lester's was in red.
That's because Ryan's a moderator. We can see him.
Oh, okay.
Ryan.
Well, I saw Lester. I didn't see Ryan. That's how my eyes work.
I never would have saw Lester.
Well, good morning, guys.
Happy birthday, Carly.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
So, speaking of Lester.
Yeah.
Let's talk about us and sanctuary status.
Okay.
We have had so many people recently, especially since the recent addition of Miss Pocket and Matilda. That we need to change our name to Cog Hill Rescue, our sanctuary.
And plus, we went to try to rescue the donkey and the emu at the state park.
That's right. And that enhanced it even more as to y'all need to be a rescue.
Yep.
Well, in our minds, we are a rescue. But in our statute or paperwork, we're not a rescue.
We're a farm.
We're a farm.
We're a farm. And it's, I know we could get the status pretty easily, but it's so much.
It's so much confusion for us.
Oh goodness.
You know, I don't feel like we're ever going to veer away from the way we do things on our farm.
Yeah.
As far as taking things in that are needy and that need help and coming out of our pocket for help.
And there's a lot of, I don't want to call it red tape, and it's not necessarily red tape, but it's a lot of rules and regulations that we'd have to follow too. There's Lester right there. Your standards for how you maintain your farm are already at Sanctuary standards. That's true, but it's all the other behind the scenes that I just don't know about. I may have to call Lester and talk to him again. I've talked to Jamie.
Jamie, don't take that. You're not lame. You're not.
About it a couple of years ago. And so yeah.
Well,
I don't.
You know, Lester and Jamie, they truly meet the statute of Sanctuary because they don't breed animals for profit, and they're not selling, you know, anything to. They understand what that means
on the Sanctuary side.
Side of things, but there are so many out there that have that name Sanctuary or have that name Rescue, and they breed animals and they sell animals, and that is so
for
profit.
For
profit. If you breed them and you're utilizing them on your farm, that's one thing. But when you breed them to make money to sell off of your farm, outside of your farm, that is something that.
And a lot of they do it for the tax exemptions on it.
Well, donations too. I mean, you know,
and
you can
donations. I don't know. We hate asking for that kind of stuff. So
if you donate to a 501(c) or whatever, it's a tax write-off for you. So right now, if somebody donated to us to say help Matilda, it's not a tax write-off. But it is a tax write-off for people that do it the wrong way. Not Lester, but there are some out there that don't need it.
We would have to change a bunch of stuff, and it would be a lot of hoops because, you know, part of the farm would have to be a farm and part of it would have to be a sanctuary, and it would just.
So Lester, you think about that, and once you figure out how we could separate the two, then we'll talk. We will talk.
I know that they do have to do.
Oh,
it's crazy.
Well, we wouldn't necessarily change our name. It would just be changing our paperwork to where you guys could.
Right there, Lester said lots of hoops and tons of paperwork, but he can be on the committee.
Okay. Well, thank you, Lester. Thank you. Yeah. There's some people that that definitely don't deserve.
Right. And get, special grants and all that. And don't, anyways, I don't want to get into all that. I saw somebody ask, would there be a kids calendar for the kids channel? No, there won't. But that may be something looking forward or going forward we may do. Also, I did record my kids video yesterday, but I'm not quite through with it. Y'all, I was recording, and all of a sudden, at some point yesterday, if y'all are in Chilton County, you know what I'm talking about.
No, it was all over Alabama.
Man, the wind started picking up, and good gracious, even though we wear our mics and stuff and try to drown out wind noise, it was so bad. My hat was flying off. Everything was just, I said, I'm just going to have to cut this and go back and finish it when the wind dies down in a day or two. But I want to try to get a kids video out this month. And also,
this month is real.
I know. If I don't, it will be January. Also, the kids channel still is not showing up on YouTube Kids, and we still don't know why. I know that YouTube Kids, the app, is very strict, and they go through all these guidelines. But the kids channel has been around for a year now. I got enough content out there. It's all kid friendly. So I don't know exactly why it's not being picked up. So I told Brooke, I said, I want to try an experiment, and this may not even work because it's not written anywhere whatsoever. But here's my experiment is that, and if you don't, that's fine. I completely understand. But there's an app called YouTube Kids, and it's made for parents that can hand over their phone or hand over their iPad or cut the TV on, whatever it is. So that parent doesn't have to worry about their child watching something that's not kid friendly. And we're not getting on that out for some reason.
And y'all all know that Jason's, well, the main channel.
Oh, even the main channel.
But we're not focusing on the main channel. We're focusing on the kids channel.
Yep.
Is definitely quality material that's for kids. There's nothing there that you wouldn't want your child to see.
And when I upload a video, I have to check that this video is strictly for kids, because when it does that, it lets YouTube know this is a kid's video. It turns off all the comments. You cannot comment on a kid's video for certain reasons. I mean,
that's understandable.
Understandable. And the ads are totally different. So the ads that are seen are also totally different. They're kid friendly advertising.
So what do you want people to do?
So this is what I'm thinking, and this may not even work whatsoever, is that go to YouTube Kids and search Cog Hill Farm or Cog Hill Farm for Kids.
Okay, how do they go to YouTube Kids?
It'll be an app.
Or so they got to download an app.
Or if you're on a computer, just type YouTube Kids in and the YouTube Kids will come up.
And then type Cog Hill Farm.
And then search for the Cog Hill Farm on the YouTube Kids setup. It's different than regular YouTube. It's really kid friendly, but it's made by YouTube and everything like that. And I'm wondering if that may
trigger,
maybe the app and the algorithm go, hey, people are out there searching for Cog Hill Farm on the kids app side of things. Mm-hmm. And so maybe so I don't know. It may not even do anything.
So they don't have to download the app. They could just go to their browser and type it in.
You could go to your browser and type it in, or you can go to the app. Either one. Okay. But I was going to see what happened. I don't know. It's just a little frustrating that, that I won't, because so many parents, we get so much great feedback from it, and that the parents really love the YouTube Kids or our kids content, but yet it's not on the app.
Well, what would happen is if a parent was able to add, if we were on the YouTube Kids app, a parent could go in there and type in farm, and they could allow their kids to watch everything that was farm related. Yes. And Cog Hill would obviously be in that mix without interruption. Mm-hmm. They wouldn't have to physically go in and type in Cog Hill Farm Kids. Mm-hmm. It would be on the app under farm, mm-hmm. and they would know it was kid friendly.
Yep.
And it would get more parents to know that, it's farming videos for kids.
Oh, no, it's worth a shot. Yeah. YouTube turns the comments off on YouTube Kids. Yep. So you cannot comment on a YouTube Kids video. Or I see any kids content period. You can't comment on them whatsoever. So
they said they can't subscribe. It's disabled.
Can't subscribe either.
You can't subscribe. So
when it's kid related, it's totally changed. You can't subscribe to it. You can't comment on it.
And we're not asking you to subscribe. We're just asking you to type it in and see if that triggers the algorithm to make it available on that app.
That's right.
Does that make sense?
Yep.
Kind of, sort of.
Yeah, sort of, kind of.
I got to reading last week because I know Jason's frustrated as to why it hasn't been approved. So I started doing all this Google stuff, and everything I shared with him, he was like, Brooke, there is no application. You don't do anything.
You can't apply for it.
You can't apply for it. There's nothing else we do on our end.
And I get why it's so strict, because in the early days,
it needs to be strict.
In the early days of YouTube, when they first came out with the YouTube Kids stuff or the YouTube Kids app, there was some stuff slipping through the cracks that should not have been on there, whatsoever.
So, I mean, if I put my child onto an app, I want it to be kid friendly, and I want them to go through the steps to make sure it's absolutely safe.
Right.
But this has been a long time.
Yep.
It's been a long time.
It is,
and it would definitely help Jason if it was on the app.
So somebody said you can subscribe to the kids on the YouTube side, but not on the kids side. Okay, that makes sense.
Okay,
that makes sense. You can find it on regular YouTube. It's just on YouTube Kids.
Yeah, that's where we want.
That's where we get it going. That's where we can't. We're not showing up on, and I still don't know why. But eventually, hopefully, one day we will. Yep.
Yeah, it'll be like Jason wakes up. Bro, it's an exciting day. We're on YouTube Kids.
It is, because I mean, we just get so much great feedback that kids love it so much that, I just wish it was being offered to more children.
Yeah, it's almost like, the only kids that are seeing it are basically parents of our channel.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then them telling their friends.
Right.
It's nobody's finding it by accident, which is what would happen if it was on the app.
Yep.
More kids would find it.
That's right. But that's all. And then, like I said, it's no big deal if you guys don't. I know it's a lot of steps and stuff. You may have to download the app, but that's absolutely cool. And but we do thank y'all.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Thank y'all. As a matter of fact, talking about that, I had a school teacher reach out to me from Oklahoma, and they got some kind of thing where they're with books and reading, and asked me would I would participate in reading one of our children's books, and it would be broadcast across to the schools over there. And I said absolutely I would. So that I thought that was great.
Yes, it is great. Anytime we hear feedback from teachers, that want to share the channel and get kids more involved. And I mean, there's a lot of adults, sadly, that don't tend to know where food comes from. And the more you can get animals out there and make that more known, the more kids are going to know.
That's right. It's really good. Really, really good. Yep. Nothing comes up. You search it. We do not come up whatsoever on there. But NBA and golf are on there. But I mean,
they're on the kids app.
Yep.
Huh. Interesting. What'll be interesting to see if this were to help at all. I mean, it may not do anything, but
somebody want to know, maybe it's the closed captions and what they're pick me up saying on the kids.
Yeah,
I go double check those. I double check those on every video now.
Yeah, because at one time it was deciphering us as saying dirty words.
It's getting better though. It has gotten better over the years. I will say that it has gotten better over the years. Absolutely.
Somebody wanted to know, do we offer decaf coffee? I saw that come up, and yes, we do offer.
And we have flavored decaf coffee now.
Ryan is on top of things, decaf and flavored decaf. So that is an option.
Yeah, closed captions are poor everywhere. I just go in and check for dirty words. I'm really good. If somebody saw me at the words I typed, they would think this guy's nuts. I've gotten really fast at typing dirty words because I search for them before I publish a video now. I search for any type of nasty word you can think of. I'm typing them away to make sure they're not in the closed captions anymore.
Somebody said maybe contact YouTube. Well, Jason has a YouTube rep, and there's nothing they can do on their side of it. It's kind of
now,
it's just got to fix itself, sadly.
Yep, White House on the Hill is on YouTube Kids, but we're not. So that one blows my mind too. Trust me.
you don't know why our main channel has never been on there. I mean, that makes you wonder.
Oh, man.
All those dirty words you said early on had just put you back.
Yes. Yeah.
We've never said a dirty word on the videos. Even
sometimes
though it may decipher.
That's right. Who knows?
Did me and T? Oh, that's the website. The website to order the. I don't know what you got planned today, Jason. You don't have to work because Caden's not coming to crack your whip.
I want to watch some football today.
Is that right?
We got the playoffs. It started last night. And Notre Dame won last night, won convincingly over Indiana. It wasn't pretty close at all. I think the score made it a little bit closer at the end. I fell asleep. I mean, it was Notre Dame was winning pretty good there at the end. I think Indiana must have scored a touchdown late. But big games today. The one I'm really interested in was two. Is Ohio State and Tennessee, and Texas and Clemson. Those two I'm really interested in.
Reckon who Nico at our Brown Farmhouse is
I don't know who he's pulling for.
You don't?
Yeah.
I don't have any idea either.
I don't know who he's pulling for.
I bet they're orange though. And That could be
They're both
Clemson,
orange,
that could
yeah.
be Texas, and that could be Tennessee.
That's right. That's right.
Nico's a big Texas fan, so.
And I will say that I may have a little visitor today. We'll see.
Yeah, you'll see.
I may have a
well, if the visitor shows up, I may have to hit record for a minute and let that visitor go.
He's on here. He's on here.
He might be on the way. He might be on the way by now.
I saw him a few times comment, but
yeah,
I didn't say it. I don't know. I tell you, there he is. So Mike Key may make a visit today. We'll see.
If Michael comes, then I'm going to have to hit record and
we'll see.
Show these guys. I don't know what they're going to do, but
Texas and Clemson. Clemson has not had their typical year, but they did sneak in there at the end. I think that game might be closer than people think. Just my opinion. I think that game might be closer than people think.
I don't have a clue. Alabama's not playing, so I don't have to go anywhere.
Yeah.
Alabama's out.
They got a playoff game.
No, Alabama's
not playoff game.
Alabama's out.
We got to play the Big Blue Michigan.
That don't count.
Same game last year.
That don't count.
That awesome?
That's not the playoff.
It does count if you're a fan.
I don't have to go anywhere.
It does count.
When is that game, by the way?
31st.
Oh, New Year's Eve.
Mm-hmm. It's 31st.
What day is that on? That's going to be
on
Tuesday.
a Wednesday, ain't it?
No, because
Tuesday. Christmas is Wednesday.
Yeah, I think it's Tuesday.
Isn't it Wednesday too?
I thought it was the first would be on Wednesday. Let me see here. The 31st is Tuesday.
Okay, Tuesday.
The first is going to be on Wednesday. Yep. Okay, so
and y'all, the bowl names after this, they're ridiculous. It's nothing like it used to be. I mean,
is it that night or is it that day? Because we do a live on that Tuesday.
Alabama game?
Yeah.
I have to go back and look.
We might be live watching Alabama. That will be fun.
Oh, man.
That will be real fun.
Yeah, Paula, I told everybody this year, South Carolina is one of the best teams in the SEC. If they had a ball bounce one way or the other, they would have been in the playoffs and would be a team to reckon with. It just didn't go that way. I mean, luck plays so much in sports, and people don't give luck a lot of credit. But luck plays a huge. I mean, the wind could blow one way or the other, and it could change everything.
All right, y'all. We got to let Lester and Jamie have their
time. We do.
Are y'all finished with your coffee? Because I'm not, but I'm going to continue to sip after this. Probably more like chug after this. But we will plan to be back here on Tuesday, live at 4.
Supposed to.
And
Christmas Eve.
That'll be Christmas Eve. So don't forget, Laura's offering gift certificates for any of y'all that have a last minute gift that you need to buy that ain't gonna make it in time.
Maybe the Santa tracker will be going on when we get the live.
You reckon?
We'll check where the big man's at.
Yeah, that's a good good idea.
That's right.
But I should have a video out tomorrow, Jason on Monday, and then schedule as planned.
That's right.
So y'all, hope y'all have a good rest of your weekend, and
y'all be good.